Hi. So we finally get a chance to come home for a little bit of a two-game homestand. It'll be nice to get back in front of the 12th man. We had a great last time we were here. Had a terrific big crowd in front of more than 5,200. Those of you who are at Ellis Field know that we only seat about 2,500. So that was outstanding. We know that this time on Thursday night will be a Cavalry Youth Night, which will be a lot of young boys in maroon outfits. That club is sponsored by Texags here in town, also by the city of Bryan. So we're expecting another good crowd. TCU comes in with a 4-1 record. They have 4 shutout wins. They played SMU last night, actually this morning. That game had a long weather delay. They actually kicked it off at 11:59 last night, finished it at about 2:15 this morning, with another 1-0 shutout for the Frogs. So they're a very good team. Eric Bell has done a wonderful job with them as far as building them into a Big 12 power. I think that they are, if they're not the favorites to win the Big 12, they are, in my book, the top team in that league this year. They've got outstanding attacking players. They've got, as you can see, with 4 wins and 4 shutouts, an outstanding defensive unit in the ability to shut teams down, hold teams in bay, but really a strong defense because of their ability to keep the ball. We've had success against them, but they've won the last few meetings. So even though we have a 13-3 record against the Frogs, they've won the last few. So a big match, interstate rival, and a lot of bragging rights on the line, but a lot of mutual respect with the two teams and the staffs. We get along with them very well up until kickoff, and then once kickoff is over, we get on with them very well as we go through the year. Then on Sunday, La Tech comes to town. This will be our first meeting against them. They come in also having been undefeated in their last 3 matches. The first time we will have seen them, Steve Volz is the coach there. He's done a really good job. They have a new facility. They have a kind of a new attitude in the way that they're going about things in Conference USA. I think they've done a really good job. They've had a kind of a turnover in personnel in the last season, and Steve has done a really good job in their organization and the way that they play. When we see them, like I said, it'll be the first time that we've ever played against them. So a completely new experience for our fans, for our team. Again, that game is going to be at 6 o'clock on a Sunday. Something that we enjoy playing on Sunday evenings. It's a chance for folks who have been youth players and such in town, chance for them to get back in town from playing in their games in Houston or wherever they play league-wise, for our fans to get back in town and see the game, but also for our students to, having hopefully recovered from a Saturday morning game at Kyle Field, to wake up by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, get something to eat, and then come on out to Ellis Field. I think there was a lot of positive buzz from the last game, with us having food trucks and a lot of new excitement out at Ellis Field, and the way that the way things are being handled out there, I think is kind of cool and exciting, newness and some real energy out at the stadium. So these 2 games at home are something we're really excited about.
And we'll start with Richard Zane, third row to the right.
Coach, when you look at the game in Waco last weekend and giving up a late goal, what have you and your coaching staff said to the team to address the need to finish in a game like that?
Well, I think as much as anything, we had a talk. We trained last night, and the response to the goal was immediate, and the immediate pressure that we put upon them after scoring was, kind of like, okay, you guys went down after getting scored upon, went down and immediately were right down their throats, and your foot was on their throat immediately. And why are we not doing that from the first kickoff? And that's what we've got to be looking at, is that it's in us to jump on people early with the strength of our bench, with the quality of depth that we have on our team. we don't need to be waiting around and kind of toying with people. We need to be getting after people right from the get-go. And you look at our first half performances in our wins, that's what we're looking for. That's the consistency that we're looking for. And we didn't have a good first half against Baylor. Our second half was a little bit better. But the goal that Baylor scored was a terrific goal. I mean, it was a great individual performance by them. We didn't put enough pressure on the ball, and kid hit a tremendous shot. And we've got to do better as far as putting more pressure on the ball in the middle of the field. Thursday night, if we don't put pressure on the ball, similar to a basketball team that's a great three-point shooting team, if you don't put pressure on the ball outside the arc, they're going to nail three-pointers on you all day long. Well, it's the same thing with soccer. A lot of similarities between those two sports, that we've got to be able to pressurize people, make their head go down, make them feel that we are going to, we're going to put them in real jeopardy of losing the ball anytime that they're near it.
We'll have Alex second row to the left.
You mentioned how TCU's projected to have a pretty good season. Just what would a win over them do for you guys, knowing this is one of your top marquee matchups in non-conference play?
Well, every game that I scheduled in the non-conference or against teams that we feel are going to be at the top of their conference, and TCU is no different. So this would be a great skin on the wall for us. And it's big frog skin is I guess very valuable because there's not very big frog skins out there, but this would be one. And they're like I said, this is a team that even though they didn't make the NCAA tournament last year, this is an NCAA tournament level team, and a team that has been, they've won 3 Big 12 championships in the last 5 years. So they're a team that is one of the teams that's highly respected, and a team that is, if we can get a result that is going to be a well-respected result when the NCAA tournament committee is looking at postseason play and postseason bids. So, even a draw against these guys is a good result. And so we're happy that we get them at home in front of the 12th man, because we're going to need a good performance to get any kind of result against these guys.
And we're going to go right in front of you right there.
Yeah, Coach, when you look at one shot on target in Baylor, it's been a while since I can remember just one shot on frame. Is some of that attributed to that kind of getting after it early? What can you kind of attribute to that, and what's the focus on that leading into this game?
Well, there's been a lot of focus on it. Number one is where can we pick up the ball? A lot of it is where are we going to? What is our? I talked a little bit about this in our post-game comments of just the attitude of how are we going to go after it, and where are we going to get it, and are we going to be content in being passive in the way that we play, or are we going to be a little bit more aggressive in the way that we play? And I want to say there was a one-off because I can't, just like you, I can't remember the last time that we had so few chances on goal. We've taken shots, but we can't depend on scoring, wonder goals. We've scored some amazing goals this season, but most of them have been just stunning world-class goals. Sydney Becerra, some of the goals that she's scored have been just, goals of the year type. We'd like to score some tap-ins. We'd like some inside of the foot from 2 steps away, because we've built up play and we've held possession and we've gone after them quickly. And those are the goals that we typically are able to set up a lot of those. And we've, even in our game against Denver, we missed 2 open goals. We hit the crossbar twice. We set up those chances, and that's more in the realm of play that we want to try to create. And in Waco, that just didn't happen. So we need to shake that off and learn from it. And every game you either win or you learn from it. And hopefully you're learning from wins. But in the game in Waco was definitely one that we've got to look at hard and say, okay, we don't want to be that team. We've got to be a team that's much better than that, because our players are much better than that.
We're going to go third row, and then we're going to let the TV people have some time.
Coach, I know the past 3 years y'all have dropped some close matches to TCU. What do you think TCU has done so well in those matches, and then what does A&M need to do to get over that hump?
Well, I think TCU's have got some excellent attacking personalities. Seven Chastain, who scored the winning goal last year, was a difference maker. I mean, she scored a tremendous individual effort, got the ball along the end line, and on a zero angle shot was able to score a goal coming down the angle. This is after we missed a penalty kick and umpteen breakaways by our star striker, who's no longer with us anymore. But we missed golden opportunity after golden opportunity after golden opportunity after golden opportunity, and she scores. She makes a goal out of nothing, and that's a big time personality. That's the kind of personality that you love to have on your team. And they've got her. They've got a tremendous transfer came out of St. Louis. They've got Oreo, who's Diorio, who's got incredible pace, who comes out of it. They've got some players who are they're shorter than the corner flag, who are really hard to knock off the ball, who are great dribblers and hard to dispossess. So they're very, very dynamic in the way that they attack, and so they remind us a lot of us in the way that they can keep the ball and can move the ball. So, like I said, we have a lot of respect for the way they play because they remind us a lot of us, and so that's one of the higher forms of flattery I can give them, is that we like the way they play because they do remind us of a fun attacking team, and that's what Texas A&M has always been.
And we'll go behind the lights, far left.
Yeah, after this weekend, you guys are on the road for a little bit. I don't think you're back home until conference play starts. What do you need to see happen before then?
Win, just win. As Al Davis would say, just win, baby. And but we want to win. We want to win with exuberance and with style, and we want to win. We want to win for the 12th man. We want people to come out and know that we are playing for them, and that people coming to Ellis Field, that we appreciate them being out at the stadium. We're going to put everything we can in for them. I think Mike said it at the game, after the game on Saturday, that we're all appreciative of the support that we get, and we're going to put everything we can in for our fans, and that they deserve it as much as we can give them, and our players know it, and that they want to do as much as they possibly can for our fans and for our supporters and for the players who've played here before them. We know that putting on the jersey, the magic. There's no magic in the jersey. That it's a real opportunity that our players and our staff have been given to be here, and we want to do as much as we can for the legacy that we represent.
And we're going to wrap up TV row far right.
And Coach, just some of the matches this year, and especially for the players who were here last year as well. I think it's the start of the year. Maybe a feeling that the record that y'all have is not indicative of the level that y'all have been able to play at, whether, some losses could have been ties or ties could have been wins. How do you help them kind of just deal with, I guess, any frustration that might set in, not let that happen, or feeling of like helplessness through that?
Yeah, I mean, for us to, we're with a 2-2 record that, we think could be a lot better at the moment. It's just reminding them who they are. And, we've got a confident bunch of players, and a lot of it is just, the ideas and showing them. We have a lot of science on our side. We have a lot of video on our side. We have a lot of, positive people on our side. We don't beat them up. That's for sure. And if anything, I think our players are oftentimes they're super competitors, and they tend to be pretty hard on themselves. And sometimes, for us, it's just a reminder of reminding them how special they are, how dynamic and how rare they are in the super skills that they have and what they've been able to do and how they can do it. It's the same if you take out our freshman goalkeeper who was in high school last year at this time, and you put in our goalkeeper who is in the pros right now. It's the same team. It's the exact same lineup that we had this time to finish our way in the NCAA tournament. So it's just a reminder of, hey, you group of players have done some really special things. So it's just a matter of getting our mojo, getting our timing back, and doing it now in front of our fans on the best field in America. And the surface at Ellis Field is pretty special. No matter what what is coming from the clouds or from the sun. It's still our place in front of our crowd.